School of Journalism 2020 Awards. I'd like to acknowledge the School of Journalism is situated on the dish with one spoon territory. I know you are joining us today from many places, near and far, and I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners and caretakers of those lands. So it's pandemic time, so these are the awards that normally we would have given out last fall. But we always appreciate the generosity of our donors, and we're always thrilled to honor our students. So thank you for joining us today. I'd like to first of all introduce our Dean.
Hi everyone, I'm Charles Falzon, the Dean of FCAD, the Faculty of Communication and Design. Welcome to the award ceremony of the School of Journalism. This ceremony is a chance to reflect on the achievements of our journalism students. Students, I am so incredibly proud of your outstanding work this year, especially during these challenging times. What a year it has been. I know it hasn't been an easy journey, but you have shown incredible strength, resilience, and ingenuity in the way you've navigated the past 12 months. Despite these trying times, leaders like yourselves are collaborating in remarkable new ways to think outside the box and innovate within your field. You should be proud of your achievements and the perseverance that you have shown to yourselves and to the world. These awards are living testament that there is a great future in store for you. I know that you are well positioned to solving the challenges of today and tomorrow's world. To our award recipients, thank you for your outstanding work, your dedication, commitment, and involvement in your program and in your fields. You should be really proud of your achievements. Well done, and congratulations again.
Thanks, Charles. Well, the pandemic has been hard on most of us. It's taken a real financial toll on students. But thanks to 2 emergency bursaries, we've been able to help dozens of students pay their tuition, their rent, and to make ends meet. The Vince Devitt Award was created as a tribute to Vince Devitt. He was a student in the School of Journalism. He graduated in 1956. And while he was here, he received a small award for which he was very appreciative. And the other award is called SOS, Supporting Our Students, and it too helps undergraduate and graduate students with emergency funding. Those bursaries are given out throughout the year and the recipients remain anonymous. But the rest of the awards, well, let's get on with the show. The A.O. Tate Memorial Award for Excellence of Reporting in First Year, Edward Dijon. Albert E. Wada Memorial Award for the 2 students entering their 3rd year who have the highest academic standing among those in magazine, William Dixon, Anne-Marie Cutt-Rizzola. Anne and Dean Tudor Award for a distinguished student who has achieved high academic excellence and is enrolled in the Ryerson, Nadia Brophy. The Anne Goldman Award for the student who produced the best investigative piece covering a social justice issue, Anna Marie Leal. Betty Mikulishin Memorial Scholarship for outstanding achievement in cultural journalism or critical writing on the arts, as demonstrated in coursework, published writing, and/or broadcast material. Miriam Kaja. Boris Spremo Photojournalism Award for the student who has produced the best photojournalism and has taken the RSJ Photojournalism course, Kurti Bias. The next award is the Brian Stewart Scholarship. It is being presented for the first time. The winner is Georgia Mills. I'm pleased to introduce Brian Stewart, the donor and a former CBC foreign correspondent.
Greetings. What an honor it is to join this ceremony, and such a pleasure to be on hand virtually to see so deserving a recipient of the award collected. Now, I graduated from Ryerson in 1964, 57 years ago, and it's an indication of just how much I benefited from my time there, that in all this period I have wanted to give back something, however modest, as a way to mark how much I valued that experience. My education, super teachers, the courses gave me a grounding in knowledge and a proficiency that would time after time prove invaluable across the more than half a century I pursued journalism, both at home and abroad as a foreign correspondent in turbulent times, to put it mildly. The longer my career ran, the more I came to realize that what also aided me during my time as a student were not just the wonderful courses, but the time I had to travel, both at home during the year and abroad during the summer. It gave me a chance to broaden my mind, which is wonderful for any young student, and also tested my ability to function in unusual circumstances, absolutely critical to a young reporter. So I thought my award could help a student, a deserving student's project that involved travel and perhaps a foreign internship. Now, this is clearly not a great year for travel, but the wonderful department there tweeted the award so that it could still be given out during a pandemic. And what a great student they chose as first recipient, Georgia Mills, who has shown a passionate drive to expand her storytelling abilities to explore the lives of people here and abroad. I wish her great luck, and in doing so, I want to add yet again my great debt of gratitude to Ryerson. Thank you very much.
Hi there, my name is Nadia Brophy and I'm the recipient of the Ann and Dean Tudor Award this year for academic excellence and being enrolled in the Ryersonian, which I'll be taking this fall actually. But I just wanted to say first and foremost my thank yous to the donors Ann and Dean Tudor for their generous donation and acknowledging students' accomplishments in this way, especially after students go through tough academic years, which that academic year was tough for me. I was balancing a lot of extracurriculars on top of classes. So to be acknowledged for academic success among that is a really special thing that I'm super grateful for.
When I heard I was a recipient of both the Thomson Reuters Award and the A.O. Tate Memorial Award, I was completely floored. During my first year of J School, I did not try or even want to have any of my writing to be published because of how self-conscious I was. Receiving the awards gave me the confidence to work with campus publications to publish my work after my first year of J School.
I was completely shocked when I found out I got this award. I really didn't think I was going to get it. But I want to thank Sandy Goldman. Obviously, thank you so much. I know that this award is meant to honor your mom and her life and her legacy and her work. And I'm so humbled to know that you found something in me that reminded you of her. So thank you so much. This award is also really meaningful to me because when I first started the program, I was 24, almost 25, and I was really insecure about the fact that I hadn't been in school in a couple of years. So I didn't think I was going to be able to keep up with my peers academically or socially. So this award is really meaningful because it's geared towards mature female students. So thank you so much.
I was overjoyed. I was shocked, and it was very relieving to realize that my hard work, my efforts were finally being realized again, I guess, like time and again throughout my 4 years at Ryerson, because at the end of the day, we do what we do at this university, in these programs, because we want to do it. And the extra cherry on top of the cake, I guess you can say, is the fact that we're getting recognized for it. And our efforts are not going unnoticed.
I hope to go into magazine journalism when I graduate. It's a really cool sector of the industry that I'm really hoping to be a part of as an editor, hopefully. That's the dream. So we'll see how it goes with that, but I'm positive about it. And yeah, thank you so much to also my professors for carrying me through, giving me really supportive and helpful feedback. It means a lot.
I actually plan on freelancing as a journalist as well too. I plan on attending law school and kind of keeping my career and my skills as a journalist and trying to find a way to transfer them into the legal realm. And I also want to continue working with organizations that will help this industry grow, because its future genuinely lies in the hands of some of the greatest working journalists I have gotten the pleasure of knowing during my time here. And I genuinely would love to see more individuals from Ryerson School of Journalism come out on top and take this world by storm.
I especially want to thank Paula Monahan and Paul Morse for donating to the Thomson Reuters Award and the A.O. Tate Memorial Award, respectively. Your generous donations allow me to spend more time participating in extracurriculars that will help me professionally after graduation, rather than spending long hours at work trying to pay for school. Your donations also provide student journalists like myself the support that we need, that recognizes the work we do in an age where there is rising distrust in the news, while the journalism industry struggles to find viable business models.
I also want to thank the staff at RSJ. I have had nothing but a wonderful experience here, and I really think that you guys are at the heart of it, because you work so hard to make sure that the students are getting the best experience they possibly can. And I really want to thank Bev and Jacqueline and Asil and Lindsay and Daniela. I know it sounds like I'm saying goodbye. I still have 2 more years to go. You can't get rid of me. But I'm so happy to be a part of this community with you guys.
It's nice to know that there are people out there in this world who care about our well-being and want to ensure that we're able to still access an education, even despite the challenges of online learning that we've had to adapt to this year.
The Brian Cantley Memorial Award for a student who is actively involved in the journalism community at Ryerson University or at large. Zainab Zulfikarli Damanji. The Karen King Scholarship for the students in magazine who have demonstrated talent and skill in the business aspects of magazine journalism by presenting a superior prospectus. Severina Chu. Norad Al-Sayed. Nadia Brophy. Tim Falco. Craig Fergus. Adele Lucasa. Catherine Keachy Magazine Journalism Scholarship for overall excellence in magazine skills, including a demonstrated commitment for the crafts of editing and writing in the graduating year. Catherine Abbas. The CBC News Network Award to the student exhibiting the highest level of excellence in broadcast journalism based on the first year of study in the Master of Journalism program. Julia Duchesne. The Chinese Canadian Community Scholarship for high academic standing throughout the program. Sharina Harris. The David Tafler Scholarship for Excellence in Magazine Journalism for the student in the graduating year of the program in magazine who has demonstrated outstanding leadership skills, academic excellence, and a passion and dedication for the craft of magazine journalism, and who is respected by her peers. Neha Chalongji. The Del Bell Memorial Award for overall academic proficiency in first year with a demonstrated flair for news and feature writing. Nishat Chowdhury. Dick Lunn Memorial Award for the graduating student who has made the most significant contribution to the Ryersonian. Brianna Xavier Carter. The Donner Canadian Foundation Howard Intrater Memorial Scholarship, recognizing the outstanding business writing accomplishment of a student in newspaper or magazine. Emma Sandry. Douglas Creighton Award for Excellence in the Masters of Journalism Introductory Reporting Course, covering the city. Emily Morantz. The Elmina Elliott Atkinson Memorial Award is being presented for the first time. It's a new award for a student who has demonstrated a proven interest in social justice reporting. The winner is Abir Khan. I'm pleased to introduce Emily Matthew, a freelance journalist and Elmina's great-great-granddaughter, to tell us more about the award.
Hello, my name's Emily Matthew. I'm a Toronto-based journalist and the great-great-granddaughter of Elmina Elliott Atkinson. First, I wanted to say thank you to the Ryerson School of Journalism for inviting me to say a few remarks today on the day that we're awarding, the first award in her name to a young woman in support of social justice journalism. In an industry that was and remains male-dominated, Elmina was something of a pioneer and used her voice to fight for the rights of women and girls at a time when those voices might otherwise not be heard. Journalism is and remains one of the most difficult and rewarding careers that exists, and we are so pleased that we were able to support the next generation invested in pushing back against systemic oppression, racism, injustice, and holding the gatekeepers of those institutions to account. So on behalf of myself and her many descendants, we wanted to say, congratulations. We can't imagine what she would have thought about her name being attached to this award, but we know she would be incredibly proud. So good luck with your career and burn it all down. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Nisha Chowdhury and I just completed my second year at the RSJ. I would like to thank my RSJ lab instructors, professors, any type of support that I really got from the RSJ this past virtual school year. I know for students we had our own set of difficulties and challenges learning in a virtual environment, but I know that professors and lab instructors, they probably had their own set of challenges as well, and despite all those difficulties, they were still able to foster such a positive learning environment where students such as myself were still able to learn.
Hi, I'm Nadia.
I'm Annabelle.
I'm Craig.
And I'm Severina, and along with our two other group members, Tim and Noor, we are the recipients of the 2019-2020 Karen King Scholarship for students who demonstrated skill and talent in the business aspect of magazine journalism.
Our project was to create a prospectus for a music magazine that would be distributed across Canadian retailers.
Yeah, and we want to first and foremost say our thank you to the donor of our award, Miss Melanie Rutledge, for her donation and for acknowledging our group's accomplishment with this project. We really appreciate the recognition and support for students who are doing projects like this.
One of my hopes for the future, when all of us are vaccinated and everything goes back to normal, and when I graduate in 2 years, I would really like to become a reporter for a major Canadian news outlet. So fingers crossed that happens. And the first thing that I want to do when I get back to campus is get a coffee from Balzac's and sit with my friends in the quad and, have a laugh, drink some coffee and reminisce.
And last but not least, none of this could have happened without the love, support, and care of the Kamal Al-Salali. There's a reason why Kamal Hive exists, and it's because this man was just so supportive and just so caring and really helped us make this thing also fun, but also something that really inspired us, something really creative and collaborative. So, of course, all thanks go to him. All of you.
Yes, I moved to London when I started this course, and Kamal was so friendly, made me feel really at home, and yeah, just another shout out to Kamal.
The Eye-Opener J. Sussman Memorial Award for the journalism student who demonstrates excellence in political studies and journalism. Abir Khan. The Fall Haber Communications Award for a female student with demonstrated focus and aspirations become a senior leader in communications. Jael Joseph.
When I applied for the Fall Haber Communications Award, I spoke about the work that I've done even before coming into university at Ryerson. So I gave background on my work in Dominica, that is my second home. I spoke about my podcast that I created just before starting university and the topics that we delve into, exploring the lives of everyday people, their trials and their triumphs, with hopes of connecting with other Caribbean people and ensuring that we share stories that are inspirational to others. So that podcast that I've been working on for the last 3 years is in its 4th season, and it's been doing very well. So this would have been my third year of university, but I was able to complete the 4-year degree in 3 years. Part of your 4th year degree is to complete your capstone, and I decided to use part of the proceeds from my award for my capstone project, blackislandgirl.com, that features women of African heritage, specifically those from the Caribbean who live in different parts of the world. I hope that Black Island Girl, which is an online magazine and podcast, can serve as a voice to many Black women who sometimes feel like they have to work 10 times harder in order to get rewarded or to get a seat at the table, especially the decision and policy making table. Well, I would like to thank everyone who supported me through my journey in university. There's a saying that it takes a village, especially when raising kids. Raising my kids and being in university, it took a village. And that village was my family. And I want to thank them for chipping in and assisting me whenever I needed help and ensuring that my kids were well taken care of, while I was able to focus a lot more of my energy and time to my studies. When I learned that I had actually received the award, a feeling of accomplishment overcame me. I actually broke out into tears, and I recall my son who was there in that moment. And, he asked, "Mommy, what's wrong?" And I explained to him, about the award, and he's familiar with my work and how much I do in terms of putting out content. And his response, which made me smile, was, he said, "Hard work pays off." And that really, was the icing on the cake for me. I just want to say thank you to the organization for having this award, for seeing me. And, I've learned that they created a section specifically for BIPOC students to have an opportunity to win this award. And I am so grateful that I could be the first Black woman recipient of the Haber Communications Award. I hope that my future work will inspire others to be exactly what this award entails. I just hope that I can fulfill all of these requirements, or continue to fulfill all of these requirements, and I am truly grateful. Thank you.
Floyd Chalmers Prize for Excellence in Business Journalism for the student who has written or produced the best example of business journalism. Neil Jonathan. Gordon Froggatt Memorial Award for the student who deemed to have shown the most promising newsroom leadership in the graduating year. Juliana Perkins. The Gordon Sinclair Graduate Award in Journalism for the most deserving graduate student in the Master of Journalism program. Alex Sear. The James H. Carter Memorial Scholarship to support work on your major project in the final year of the MJ program. Daniel Centeno. Jeff Junk Memorial Award for Excellence in Radio Journalism for excellence in radio broadcasting in the final year. Charlie Buckley. Joe Perlove Scholarship for the student deemed to be the best journalist in the graduating year. Sharina Harris. John A. Hondrick Bursary in Journalism to provide financial support to a deserving student in good academic standing. Julia Lawrence. The John A. Hondrick Gold Medal in Journalism for the outstanding student in the graduating class. Sharina Harris. Juanita Melise Memorial Award for the student demonstrating academic proficiency in first year. Brianna Schnur. The Joe Schlesinger Memorial Award is being presented for the first time. It's a new award for a student who has demonstrated interest in international journalism or a commitment to community service. The winner is Heidi Lee. I'm pleased to introduce Judith Levine, Joe's widow, and Associate Professor Emeritus at Wilfrid Laurier University.
This award has been established in memory of Joe Schlesinger, one of Canada's most respected and beloved journalists and foreign correspondents. Joe's early childhood was spent in Bratislava in the former Czechoslovakia. As Hitler stormed the Sudetenland, Joe, age 11, and his brother Ernie, age 9, were on the last Kindertransport out of the country. They arrived at the Hook of Holland, where a group of women in cultural dress offered them hot chocolate before they crossed the English Channel by boat, prior to the days of the fixed link. After a brief stay with relatives, they headed for Wales, where they pursued their primary and secondary education at the Czech School in Exile, staffed by the country's finest academics. Joe came to Canada to follow his brother, who was here under the Jewish War Orphans Project. Schlesinger financed his undergraduate education at UBC by ferrying tourists along the coastal waters among the orcas during the summer months. He became editor of the UBC, the university newspaper. After university, Joe had a slew of jobs in journalism. He began in Toronto at the Toronto Star. From there, he joined the International Herald Tribune in Paris, and later the UPI for Europe. He returned to Canada to take up the position of executive producer of CBC's The National. Ultimately, he eschewed administration to return to his role as foreign correspondent in the field. He was sequentially based in Hong Kong, Paris, Washington, and Berlin, covering the Vietnam War, ping-pong diplomacy in China, the fall of the Shah and the rise of the Ayatollah, the earthquake in Italy, the fall of the Berlin Wall, the Velvet Revolution in his home country, the Gulf War, and the guerrilla wars in Nicaragua and El Salvador. Joe was a great storyteller and would always find the human peg, the nugget of a story dealing with the events on real lives. Joe received any number of awards. He was inducted into the CBC Hall of Fame, and he was appointed to the Order of Canada. He received 5 honorary PhDs from Queen's University, the University of Alberta, the University of British Columbia, the Royal Military College, and Carleton University. Moreover, he received 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards from the CBC and from the RTDNA, the Radio, Television, and Digital News Association. Joe was particularly interested in mentoring young journalists. Joanne McPherson, once Schlesinger's producer, is currently managing editor of program and content strategies for CBC, explaining how much Joe's mentorship meant to her. She told the story of Joe, who once explained, and I quote, "Your job is to be the very best you can be so that I can be the very best I can be," unquote. McPherson has remembered this comment throughout her career. Another producer, Jackie Calnan, served with Joe in Washington from 1981 to 1990 during the Reagan and Bush years. Jackie explained that this experience with Joe was, and I quote, "what I regarded as getting a PhD in journalism and in life simply by working alongside Joe," unquote. Joe would be very proud of this year's award winner, Heidi Lee, who has been a contributor to the Hong Kong Free Press and the New Wave magazine, among others. Congratulations, Heidi, and best of luck as you continue on with your career.
Hi, my name is Juliana Perkins. I graduated in 2020 and I was the recipient of the Gordon Frogat Memorial Award for Newsroom Leadership. I have to say winning it was kind of a surprise. My year ended a little uneventfully, or I guess extremely eventfully, depending on how you look at it, but without a lot of those milestones that I think a lot of us were expecting at the end of our degrees. So this was a really welcome surprise and a nice way to wrap up my time at Ryerson.
Hi, this is Alex, and I'd just like to give my thanks for this award. It's a pretty huge honor. Gordon Sinclair is a pretty big name in the world of Canadian journalism. I think we should all aspire to his range and reporting. Kind of a funny thing that I noticed is he's from Cabbagetown, which is actually where I live right now. So, yeah, I'll do my best to honor him, but just to be mentioned in the same sentence as him is a pretty great honor. So, thank you very much.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you so much for thinking that I'm worthy of this award. Social justice reporting is so important to me, and I strive for diversity, equity, and inclusion in everything that I do.
Thank you to all the profs, everyone at the RSJ, everyone at the Ryersonian, and anybody who just taught me something or gave me a skill to put in my back pocket. I came out of my 4 years there very different from who I was when I started, and different in the best possible way, I think. And that's all because of the people I met and who sort of helped me along. So thank you to all of you. Hopefully, eventually, I can come back and say hello and also goodbye. But in the meantime, thank you.
Thank you so much to everyone in the politics department and at the I for choosing me for this award. I appreciate it so much. There's so much I could say about the I, but they have made such a difference in my life. And been so impactful in shaping the journalist that I am today. I would not be here without any of my editors, whether that's 3D, Ria, Kath, anyone. It's such an amazing community, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
Louder Internship Award for a full-time student in clear academic standing pursuing an out-of-town internship. Grace Bryson. Len Coates Memorial Award for the most promising journalism student in first year. Racy Rafiq. Len Coates Memorial Award for the most promising journalism student in second year. Elizabeth Sargent. Len Coates Memorial Award for the most promising journalism student in third year. Kurti Bias. Linda Lewis Award for an emerging leader for a student who exemplifies journalistic leadership. Shayna Nicolay. Loretta H. Yaskiel Scholarship for an undergraduate student in good standing who has demonstrated excellence in court reporting or writing on legal or justice issues. Tala Hashmani.
RSJ, so last year was quite the year. But in the middle of all the chaos, I finally found the time and the energy to work on a project that I started back in 2019. So thanks for the award, and thanks to Massey for sticking by all my crazy ideas. This is Project 3.
As journalists, it's our job to ask questions, including those that make us uncomfortable. But perhaps more disconcerting are the questions we still don't have the answer to. The questions that haven't unlocked answers, but rather gave way to a wide array of subsequent questions. They become a greater mystery to wrap our heads around. And sometimes, when we fail to wrap our heads around it, we question whether there truly is a mystery at all, whether we should be trying to wrap our heads around it. This is a story that we have yet to find an end to.
Nearly 2 years ago, I came across an idea to chronicle the life and death of a high school freshman from the small town of Hanover, Ontario. You see, both my colleague and I strive to become investigative journalists, and at this point in our lives, I can say that we've done enough to at least have one foot out in the field. But this story, in particular, has inspired me to take what I know and at least try to build something of it. maybe even affect change.
Even if it gets high, it's a shitty place to live.
The facts of the case are simple. 14-year-old Jacobina Carmen was found dead in a ditch near the outskirts of town in 1987. A year later, at trial, the man accused of committing the murder was sentenced to life in prison.
Ready?
It's a simple case, yet one that got me thinking, what if there was more to what we knew or what was out there in the public record? What if that person was never truly guilty? What if the real killers were out there? And what should I make of the constant rumors around town that justice had never been done? My colleague and I would spend countless days and weeks, months even, poring through Freedom of Information records or going through the latest interview we just had, go through packs of caffeine and cans of Red Bull just to remain focused. We even went down to Hanover once to retrace the steps that Jacobina took the night that she was killed. Now, as I neared the end of my investigation, I realized the impact our reporting has had on the people involved in this case. From having people in Hanover requesting the Hanover police to reopen its investigation, to the Blue Water District School Board frantically emailing its list of former and current teachers, asking them if they knew anything about the case, as well as Jacobina Carmen. But 2 years is a long time, and as we get ready to publish our final article, I want to thank everyone who's given me, a chance to tell Jacobina's story. And to everyone who's read it, thanks for sticking by as I try to do the story justice.
Mark Bastian Memorial Award for the graduating student who is deemed to have written the best published magazine story in the final year, Julia Simeoni. Mark Gain Award, awarded to a Master of Journalism student on the basis of a major project proposal and budget submitted in the fall of the final year. Lean Blabel. Matt Wolkoff Memorial Award, to assist the student in the first year of the MJ program who has a continuing interest in the fields of economics and/or finance and a demonstrated commitment to journalistic integrity. Daniel Johnson. Myron J. Johnson Prize for Accuracy for the student achieving the highest standing in data journalism. Stephanie Liu. Okia Scholarship for the third-year journalism student with the highest CGPA, Emma Sandry. Penny Park Journalism Travel Award to support students to pursue a pitch idea, a short-term travel intensive, or an international exchange. Asha Swan. Rolf Lockwood Scholarship for writing the best example of a magazine article focusing on business journalism while maintaining clear academic standing. Kyla Zhu. Ross and Don McLean Memorial Award for the group of students who prepared the most outstanding feature documentary as part of the broadcast reporting class in the graduating year.
Around 7 o'clock, the Wednesday, April 8th, from that time till about 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon, I was awake wandering Woodstock looking for Tori. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do anything. Like I didn't know where my little girl was. I had a big hope in my heart that, you know, being out there, I could find her. I would be the one to find her. I kind of had it in me, you know, keep going, I'll find her. But at the same time, it was like, I don't want to find her. But I couldn't stop looking because I needed to find her. Just so I could put it to rest where she is and try to bring her home. Everybody has their own opinions about their own children, but she was a beautiful little girl. blonde hair, blue eyes. I believe she was about 4'4", somewhere in there, 4'5". She was becoming a teenager. She wanted to live life as a kid and enjoy her days, and that was stripped from her.
Charlie Buckley, Sheehan Desjardins, Ben Hargraves, Musa Imran, Nathan Singh, Brett Smythe. Susan Westmoreland Memorial Award in Broadcast Journalism to a mature female student based on overall excellence at the end of the final fall term. Julia Deschênes, Thomson Reuters Award for the most promising journalist in first year. Elena Snesarenko, Nishat Chowdhury, Edward Dijan. Toronto Hong Kong Lions Club Entrance Scholarship for demonstrated academic proficiency by a student entering the program. Anna Maria Mobayad. Wanda Stankiewicz Memorial Scholarship awarded to a student who wrote extensively on women's issues. Emily Pieto. Wilf Grusin Memorial Award for proficiency in editing in third year. Erica Hemingway, Zachary Roman. William H. Olive Award for excellence in magazine feature writing for a student demonstrating excellence in magazine feature writing in the graduating year. Sakina Jamel. Women's Press Club of Toronto K-Rex Scholarship to the top student in urban politics and society for journalists, Sania Rashid. This is the first time we are presenting the Yusra Javid Memorial Scholarship. It's a new award set up by the Ontario Legislative Press Gallery for a bright journalism student from a diverse background who displays determination and tenacity in their reporting, the way that Yusra Javid did. The winner is Alitha Ng. I'm pleased to introduce Colin DeMello, Ontario Press Gallery President and Queen's Park Bureau Chief for CTV News, Toronto.
Yusra was such a bright, energetic, intelligent, and diligent young journalist who really made a remarkable impression on everyone she came across at Queen's Park. Many of us can't help but reflect in the idea that she would have thrived reporting on the pandemic over the past year, especially on how it impacted communities right across this province, and especially on how COVID-19 would have affected colleges and universities. That I'm sure she would have been passionate about. Not only was she a wonderful presence here in this building, she also set a bar for what we expect from gallery interns, and her time here will always remain a cherished memory. The Yusra Javid Scholarship is really a reflection of how much of an impact Yusra would have made in the world of journalism. Every single one of us here in the Queen's Park Press Gallery knew it. And the gallery wanted to find somebody who would embody that same passion and drive for journalism that Yusra had and showed every single day. And through this award, we hope to maintain Yusra's legacy in the world of journalism and give aspiring journalists a shining example for the years to come. We want to thank the Javid family. Thank you to Ryerson as well, and we want to send our congratulations to the recipient of the Yusra Javid Scholarship. We want to wish you the best of luck as you progress in your journalism career.
And now I'm honored to welcome Yusra's family.
Hello everyone. My daughter Yusra Javid grew up wanting to become a journalist, finding inspirations in the anchors she saw on CNN and other news media. When she got to Ryerson, she didn't waste time in starting to work towards her dream. In her first year, Yusra quickly became a reporter with RUTV News and spent time outside of class filming, learning how to edit, and anchoring in the studio. In addition to her journalism courses, she pursued a minor in politics and worked hard in all of her courses. She then joined a feminist magazine on campus that came to be known as New Wave magazine. She started as a writer for the magazine, then became its politics and news editor, and then co-editor-in-chief. She led the magazine's team of writers, editors, and graphic designers to publish 3 print editions. In her third year, she served as the Vice President of Finance on the Journalism Course Union. In summer 2018, Yusra interned for Rogers TV Durham to cover the Ontario provincial election. She interviewed the leaders of each provincial party on the campaign trail and covered election night live. She was called back to host her own show on youth activism called The Youth Perspective with Yusra Javid. The following year, Yusra worked as the press gallery coordinator for the Legislative Assembly of Ontario. There she wrote stories on provincial politics, interviewed politicians including the Premier, and shadowed other Queen's Park reporters who she looked up to so much. She loved working at Queen's Park and hoped to be back someday. Although she accomplished so much in her time at Ryerson, she still dreamed of doing more. And despite her busy schedule, which also included working at Eaton Center and Student Center at Ryerson, also mentor through a program at Ryerson, she always made time to spend with her family, friends, and whoever in need.
Yusra always had the aspiration to make her own mark on the journalism world. She would often talk about what she had learned and what she wanted to accomplish as a journalist after university. One of the things she noticed early on was the lack of diversity in the field. Growing up, she looked up to a few journalists, but she always talked about how it would have been nice to have more people who looked like her in the journalism space here in Canada. As she progressed through the Ryerson School of Journalism and through the internship she participated in, she would seek out the advice of people of color in the field and ask about their stories and how they made it in a field that seemed to create few opportunities for people who looked like them. Yusra would often talk to her friends and family about how she wanted to start a scholarship fund for students of color in Ryerson's journalism program. She knew how useful a scholarship could be to a student, and she felt strongly about helping to make a place for other journalism students to grow and shine. Unfortunately, Yusra was unable to see out this dream as she tragically passed away in 2019. In order to ensure that her dream carries on for many years to come, Yusra's peers at the Queen's Park Press Gallery started a crowdfunding campaign to create the Yusra Javid Memorial Scholarship. The idea was to create a scholarship that would be awarded to one student of color attending Ryerson School of Journalism annually. Initially, the goal was to raise $5,000, but in a matter of hours, they had raised much more than that. Yusra's friends, family, and peers from all over the world helped raise the funds to produce this scholarship, which will help it continue on for many years to come.
We are thankful to everyone who contributed, and we are honored that Yusra's legacy will carry on for years to come. We would like to congratulate this year's recipient, Alethea Ing.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thanks.
So I just want to start by saying that I am genuinely so grateful for this award. I have never won a journalism award before, so I'm super thrilled and super honored to be the recipient of the Len Coates Memorial Award. I called my parents immediately and they were like super proud of me, and I was super duper excited, and I'm so glad that I won this because it helped me stay living in Toronto, where I'm based and where like a lot of my internships are based.
Hey, so I was super appreciative to receive the Matt Welkoff Memorial Award. It was a really big honor for me. I'd really like to thank the Welkoff family, as well as Bloomberg News and the RSJ for making this award possible. And I'd also really like to thank the professors that I've had at Ryerson thus far. I've learned a lot throughout the 2 terms.
Hi everyone, this is Kayla Zhu, and I first like to thank Rolf Lockwood for this award. I was really happy and excited when I got the email from RSJ. I submitted the very first feature I ever wrote for the opener, and it was about how gendered labor, such as caretaking and homemaking, isn't valued in our economy and how this negatively impacts the experiences of working mothers or women who choose to leave the workforce to become caretakers, part-time or full-time.
Thank you. It's such an honor to receive these awards in broadcast journalism. Thank you to the family and friends of Susan Westmoreland and to the creators of the CBC News World Award. I was really surprised to learn that I had won these awards since I hadn't thought of broadcast journalism as one of my strengths. It's all thanks to Adrian Ma for being such a fantastic professor. You taught us all so much despite a global pandemic interrupting our course. Thanks to my teammates in Adrian's class, Patrick, Josh, and Daniel, and to the sources for my solo work, who are small farmers coping with COVID-19 and also railway blockaders in the Vaughan Rail Yard supporting the Wet'suwet'en land defenders. I'm currently hoping to keep magazine writing and editing, and I'm putting my broadcast skills to work as a wildfire information officer in the Yukon this summer. Really looking forward to getting back on campus one day, maybe for graduation in 2022. See you all then.
I would like to thank Mr. Davidson for the Toronto-Hong Kong Entrance Scholarship. Right after I finished my last exam of my first ever semester, I got an email saying, "Congratulations, you won an award." That was probably the best way to end off the semester. I was tired from the exam, so the award came as a nice reward for all my hard work. On that note, I would like to thank my parents for always pushing me and inspiring me to work hard and to the best of my abilities, whether there's an award or not, because creating work that you're proud of and having friends and family that are proud of you is already truly rewarding.
Hi, this is Zachary Roman, and I just wanted to say I'm incredibly thankful and honored to be receiving the Wilf Grusin Memorial Award for Excellence in Editing. And I have to say, when I first was notified that I won the award, I was quite shocked, but I was also very proud too, because copy editing is actually one of my favorite parts about journalism. So it was super cool to be recognized for something that I'd like to think I worked pretty hard in. I'd certainly like to thank the family and friends of Wilf for providing students like me with this award. The money is certainly going to go a long way for my trip out to BC for my new job I got working at a small town newspaper. So it's really invaluable and I appreciate it so much.
I'm super excited for Ryerson to open back up next semester so that I can actually be on campus. Hopefully, fingers crossed, working with peers and just like grabbing coffee in between class and just like really thoroughly enjoying my education. I've always wanted to be in journalism and I'm really excited to continue being in journalism. And yeah, I want to thank all of my instructors who have been super supportive, all of my editors who have pushed me in the right direction so that I can be the recipient of this award. So thank you so much.
Whenever we're back on campus, I would say the thing that I'm most looking forward to is just really being there and just getting to know the space and being there for the first time. And also, I'm excited to meet my master's cohort in person.
I'm looking forward to getting back onto campus and seeing my friends and hopefully finishing up my last year of undergrad in person. And in the future, I'd like to pursue data and investigative journalism in some capacity.
And one more thing I wanted to add is when I was reading about the award, there was a quote that really touched me. It said, "Those of us who knew Wilfie did not measure his worth by his bank account, which I suspect never got large. We measured it by kindness, thoughtfulness, and friendship." And I'm really not interested in my bank account getting large either, and that's definitely the type of life that I would want to lead as well. So thank you so much again to the family and friends of Wilf and the school.
Well, thank you, Zachary, and to all of the students. I want to echo their appreciation to the faculty, to the staff, to the generous donors, and to those that we are remembering and honoring with awards. I also want to say thank you to the people who brought you the show today, Lindsay Hanna and Daniel Olariu, and to Jacqueline Mika, who works year-round managing these awards. We look forward to seeing you when we can give out the 2021 awards. In the meantime, stay safe, thank you very much, and goodbye.
Thank you very much for all your support.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you to everyone.
And thank you so much. And I hope everyone stays safe during this time. And I appreciate you all for being here today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I want to thank you so much. We really appreciate everything that you've done for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again for this award. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to Ann and Dean Tudor and this Awards Ceremony in general for acknowledging student success.
Thank you very much for all your support.